Hey everyone, this is Dave Vance with Equity Real Estate, and just coming online. I know it's been a little bit, coming online to do a little question and answer, talk about different things in the markets, things to help you understand a little bit more. So if there's a topic or something that you have a question on, feel free to put it in the comments, and I will get to it. Just taking a few minutes. I wrote down a few notes of things that I've been watching and that I've had people question me on. And the number one question I always have is, I have poor credit. Can I get a home loan? And I know many other agents around have got that same question, or has received that same question. But to answer that, most companies, you can get a home loan with a credit score of about 580 or higher. With that 580 credit score, you will have to bring a hefty down payment to be able to cover a lot of the costs. But most of my clients, they like the no down payment option. And for the no down payment option, I haven't heard of anything less than this, but there may be. But all of my clients, all of my lenders that I've talked to, you have to have a credit score of about 620 or higher to be able to obtain the no down payment loans. And what that means is, for instance, if you're doing FHA, you can take a loan out that's about 96.5% of the loan, so or of the home value. So say if you put a offer in, for just an example, for 400, so doing the percent itself, I'm just doing this rough figuring. So if you did, whoops, just one sec. Calculator went a little messed up. So if you did the $400,000 purchase, which technically you would have to bring in of 3.5% to make that 100%, you would have to bring in about $14,000. On doing the 100% loans here in Utah, using Utah Housing, you can actually take the first mortgage, which is the regular home loan, and then that $14,000, you can actually take a second out on the home, and you would close on the same time. There's no other contingencies like that. You can so you would be taking the whole $400,000 loan instead of having to bring in the $14,000. The difference on that is, with the balance, or the major portion of the $400,000, you have your regular rate that you get from your lender. But that second is always going to be a percentage higher depending on what lender, what program, those type of things. So just know that that second portion is going to be a little bit higher percent. It's not all under one umbrella. So as of right now, I spoke to one of my lenders. For an FHA 30-year loan, today's rate is about 3.625, which we haven't been this low for probably, going on almost 2 years now. So it's been quite a while that rates have been up, but rates have dropped, and the mortgage industry, with the Fed rates, with them continuing to drop things, it's putting better on the housing industries. Now, everybody is wondering about this market crash that the economists have been talking about. Well, if you really look at the economy is going very well. My personal opinion, I do not see a crash coming. Every year we have valleys, ups and downs in the market, and this is the time right now that it's been slowing down. So we're seeing a little dip in the valleys of the market. That's not saying that we're going to have a crash. And the government has been trying to help the industries, not just the marketing industry, but all the industries, to compensate for that so it doesn't happen. But right now, like I said, the FHA 30-year mortgage loan is 3.625. You can actually do a conventional loan, which the old conventional loans were you had to bring 20% in. And if we did that same $400,000 purchase, that's a huge amount to bring in. So there's a different thing with the conventional loan right now, that there's 3% down, 5% down, and of course the 10 and 20% downs. You may want to do the 3% down because it is a teeny little bit higher of an interest rate, not much to notice, but you're not having the mortgage insurance on there that FHA has. So you could be saving at least $100 to $200 a month if you went to a conventional loan. Another thing that people have asked me about are solar panels. There are companies going around in the industry saying solar panels will raise the value of your home such and such dollar price. Do not listen to that. If the prices do include solar panels, that is because a lot of the neighbors in the neighborhood have solar panels on their home, and so it's putting that market threshold on the homes. But strictly, solar panels do not add value to your home because, number one, they are personal property. They're not really affixed to the property. You can take those off in 2 seconds and take them to your new home if you really wanted to. Another thing is when you have a loan out on the solar panels, you cannot close on the home until those are paid off, unless you're paying them off with the proceeds at the time of closing. So changing hands, if a buyer comes in, he wants to buy the home, but it's got solar panels on there, and he just is buying the home, he cannot assume that loan because that loan is actually from the sellers. So the sellers have to do something with that loan, either pay it off, do something else to be able to have that lien not on the property anymore. So be careful with solar panels. Make sure you do your full due diligence, your research. Make sure you find out the full, true ins and outs of solar panels if you decide to do that with your home. So, are there any questions or comments that anybody would like to comment or post about? So now's your chance. If I don't get any comments, then I'll just end it, but hopefully we get a little bit of a dialogue. So, in the meantime, here in Utah, the market is progressing. Like I said earlier, we are at a little downturn because it's the time of the season. August, September is when it starts to slow down because the kids are in school and nobody wants to really relocate unless they have to. But when we get to the holidays, it's going to go a little bit further in a dip, and then come January, it should start to pick back up. So if there's no comments or questions, then I will just wrap up. So if you have any questions, feel free. You can put your comments here below. Even if you're listening after the Facebook Live, feel free to comment below. I will get to your questions. So if not, you can always give me a text, 801-660-7023. Give me a call if you have any questions. I'd love to answer any questions you may have. So this is Dave with Equity Real Estate again. Have a nice day.